I'm Sandra Friend.
I'm Rob Smith Jr. Together we bring you
Our Ocala.
We're here at Ocali Country Days in Ocala, Florida, enjoying the living history, ambiance of Florida culture, and Florida crafts.
What's your name?
Johnny Pollers.
Oh, Johnny. Tell us about Ocali Days. How did it start, and how long is it?
Ocala Country started actually with the Ocala National Forest. They got together with the Marion County Fair Board, and that was back in the 1990s. And they decided they'd try to do some exhibits up in the fairgrounds. And we brought a whole bunch of even people doing the old-time crafts. And Uncle Donald's farm, we actually even had a little miniature zoo there. They had everything from a panther to screech owls, you name it. Even had some turkey vultures. Eventually, the fair got in some debt to the person that was running the rides, the amusements, that sort of thing, the games. This eventually got moved over to this area, picked up by the Silver Museum. And a little bit of this also was gained from the Ocala National Forest Interpretive Association. It carried the same name as it was with the fair.
I'm actually black Seminole descent. My sixth great-grandfather was a slave on the plantation in Alabama. He later escaped and came down to Florida and to Hernando County. In Brooksville, actually. Joined up with the Seminoles that were there. There's a village there called Chuckachatti, and that's where he went there, lived with the Seminoles, and will later take a Seminole wife there.
It's important to know a long-term using traditional tools. And you learned a bit of this from the U.S. Forest Service, didn't you?
I did. When they came down to train the Florida Trail volunteers a few years back after the hurricanes, I just learned so much about using simple, you could say, primitive hand tools from them. The knowledge goes a long way past trail maintenance, obviously.
And how far have you gotten along with your project?
So it'll be maybe 8-10 feet tall and small lots from the ceiling.
What's the most non-traditional tool you're using right now? As far as everyday people who go to their home improvement store wouldn't recognize that.
I don't know. I use this little rubber thing on my sledgehammer to keep me from breaking the handles. Probably not traditional, but it saves the handle. I would probably replace this 100 times by now. But other than that, everything we use is pretty traditional. You know, I'll use a pencil or a crayon to mark things instead of making it we try to do things simply, sustainably, which is, translates into something traditional.
So the plan is tomorrow to have a finished product here for everyone to see.
Yeah, come back and check.
Cool. Thanks, Willie.
We're calling it the Millennium House because it might be done by the next millennium. Pretty fat center.
Anyone want to sniff a piece of longleaf pine?
So long, no.
Well, we saw the Union camp, so we found the Confederate camp here.
He just opened his eyes, so he's still.
The Confederate baby.
But having him out here is giving.
Hey, we've got cows. Cracker cattle.
Cracker cows.
Y'all making jerky there?
Yes, ma'am.
That was pretty much the initial use.
The biggest stuff, and I got yeah. Look at even has its own arm here.
And if you leave one of those in the anvil, it goes right where your knuckles are.
Been there, done that.
of corn. From this whole kernel of corn, we get three things. We get the husk of the corn that holds the corn together. We get the grits and the cornmeal. All the mill does is grind it up to where it's usable. Once it's ground up, it is sifted.
My grandfather helped do work at the
Once it is sifted, the husk of the corn comes up on top, the grit stays on the top of the sifter, and the cornmeal goes out the bottom. And that's how grits and cornmeal are made, country style.
Sounds like it was cotton combing. You're not doing butter making today.
Wool.
Wool combing.
Yes, wool combing.
I found that the tinder off the palmetto won't cut it.
I already have a mess of it already done.
And what are you going to use that for?
I am actually going to be carding it later, and I will be blending it with puppy hair, and it will be woven into a shawl on a tri-loom eventually.
What's your name?
My name is Barbara.
And you're spinning right now. Wow. And how many of these reenactments do you do?
Probably 20 a year.
Yeah.
This has just gotten added up from being held. We'll get it going again.
There you go. Wow, look at that. So it's just a matter of...
Grand ride of the afternoon is fixing to take place. Those who are interested in making the ride, come on over.
Well, there you have it. Ocali Country Days is held every November at Silver River State Park. It's the major fundraiser for the Friends of Silver River State Park to support the Silver River Museum, a premier educational facility for Marion County. For more to see and do in and around Ocala, visit ocalamarion.com.